These handsome boys came from the East End and they loved their mum. But they went on to terrorise the pop world by wearing kilts and big girls' blouses. It ain't a crime, you know. Sadly, it all ended in court, but these German ballet dancers made it to number 3.
A kiss of light breaks to reveal a moment when all mirrors are redundant. Listen to the portrait of the dance of perfection. The Spandau Ballet.
We wanted to do something different, not to be just another pop group. We turned into just another pop group, as everyone else does who becomes successful.
We wanted fame, I wanted fame, I was desperate for it. I mean, I wanted to be one of those people on top of the pops.
These were Barra boys. These are boys who've always known how to bark to get a crowd.
Spandau Ballet were 5 geezers from Islington, ace faces at Romo hotspots, Billies and Blitz, managed by schoolmate turned Svengali Steve Dagger.
The original idea was not to do gigs in places that, you know, rock and roll places, you know, apart from the Blitz. We did gigs at the Scala Cinema, and then we hired a battleship.
We saw ourselves as a very cult movement at the beginning, at Billies and Blitz, and then when we first started playing, and we were playing venues that we weren't playing established rock venues at all.
You see, and Steve Dagger had realised that this thing was working brilliantly. If you did gigs which were parties, A, they would be great fun, even if no one watched the band, so they'd come away thinking they had a brilliant time. And secondly, if you did gigs that no one could get into, it causes a huge storm.
Their manager rode the storm, cashed in and got the Spans a huge record deal and some long overdue new trousers. Now all they had to do was become one of the biggest bands in the world.
Even if you're miming a song, perform it for the audience. I think it looks a lot more real, and I think it's just a bit more honest. I've never seen to camera except poke my tongue out or something like that. We had a couple of dip periods. I think there was Paint Me Down and She Loved Like Diamond that didn't do particularly well.
There was a tremor around the group, and you could see people in the record company kind of thinking, you know, because groups don't have very long shelf lives.
And it was a remix on Instinction by Trevor Horn that then put us right back up there again.
It was quite a conscious decision within the band to commercialise, I would say. If you look at the video from Instinction, you know, I think it's the first video that Tony smiles in, because up until then we were quite serious in our videos.
Everything was going swimmingly for our daft-hatted heroes, but then a dark new force emerged from the Black Country.
I think the rivalry between us was true. You want your enemy, makes you feel more powerful. Duran were the one that we could oppose.
Yeah, wankers. Have you heard it? It's crap, isn't it?
That rivalry was played up by the press and played up a bit by bands, because again, it's one of the things that keeps people interested.
We're fashionable, we're on the money, we are the group of the moment. How can they be there from fucking Birmingham, you know?
It only takes a second to score a number 1, and there was nothing to choose between the teams.
Duran 14, Spandau Ballet 14.
I said, well, you've got to revise for it, we've got to win. Can't go on the show and lose to them.
Is it Union and Snake? It's not.
I don't know why they're cheering, because it's not.
Despite coming off second best to Duran Duran a few times, yet another shift in sound and image saw the Spans break the international market.
I don't know what makes a particular song any more wonderful than another song, or why it lives in people's minds, or why it just touches people in a particular way. I've no idea why that happens.
By the time we hit True, my voice by that time it was kind of, I'd eased off the opera thing and it was just going at its normal pace.
This is the sound of my soul. This is the sound.
stayed at #1 for 4 weeks, so it was pretty damn perfect. The tour sold out. There was screaming girls everywhere. We were #1 album and single. Doesn't get much better than that.
Why do I find it hard to write the next line? Oh, I want the truth to be said.
Well, I mean, I have to be proud of True. I have to be proud of that because it's had so many airplays. It's been played over 2 million times in America.
Much is true.
What you have to realise here is that obviously it was all about the fashion thing, the art, but it was also about people having a bloody good time, you know.
Bonkers. And the hits kept coming. But a mid-80s split with their record company was the beginning of the end.
They were using, you know, what we call new romanticism and post-punkism and new waveism, new popism as an excuse, really, to be the medallion men that they really were.
As a recording, as a vocal performance, I thought it was one of the most complete things that we ever did.
After making love on that wasteland, Tony went solo, the Kemps became the craze, and recently Martin has captured the nation's hearts topping blondes on EastEnders. Sadly, the whole Ballet lot have ended up in court arguing over the royalties on those 80s classics.
I'm more proud of playing a part in pop culture history rather than necessarily particular songs.
People eventually become nostalgic and go back and go, bloody hell, those guys were actually really good. Some great songs, what great playing, what a great singer. And people reflect on that. And good, justice.
As well as starring in their own 24-hour dramas, some new romantic artists appeared in movies. Walk-on parts, of course. Here's some clips for your pleasure.